welcome back to another episode of the Foamy Heads. You're on the mic with Mitch and Rich.
Yeah, Big Rich, malted lich. I had a whole
Mitch,
thing in my head, and then I had a whole bottle of sake last night, and the effects still remain. But I was like, all day today, I was like, man, that kind of rolls off the tongue there. It was like, you're with the Foamy Heads with Big Rich and malted lich Mitch, or something like that. Mitch. But anyway,
Mitch is a little gone right now. I think that sake is still in his system from yesterday. Oh shit!
That sake was good too. It was from our local sake guy, Proper Sake. So
yeah, that was fun going to that place when me, and your wife Allison went there one time. We went a chance to hang out at Proper Sake. I really liked hanging out there. That was a cool place.
Yeah, it was. Man, I've been speaking away from the mic. Whoops. Yeah, it was awesome. The guy knows his stuff there. I've forgotten his name. I haven't went there as often as I wish I had. So after this whole quarantine, I definitely want to go visit him more.
Once we get outside. And that's probably going to be the focus of today's episode, actually. I think we're not necessarily a shelter-in-place state right now, but at least we're being directed to stay at home whenever possible, unless we have to go to work or go to essentials places like a grocery store and stuff. And so I think kind of the discussion today is going to be the effects of how this is affecting the craft breweries, especially in our area.
Yeah, definitely. And thankfully, I haven't heard too much of the microbreweries having issues, but I don't know whether they're just being silent or if I'm just staying busy and not being aware. But
it's probably a little bit of both. I've been looking up some stuff online, and the cool thing about the craft brewery is craft breweries, especially the smaller ones, they're very good at adapting. You get a really, really big brewery with tons of distribution, stuff like that, it probably hits them a lot harder in a sense that they can't just switch focus to doing like delivery and things like that as fast as somebody say like Bearded Iris or maybe some of the smaller breweries, Southern Grist in Nashville. But that'll be the focus of our conversation. But are you drinking right now?
No, I need to open it.
What are you drinking?
So today I went and picked up a release from Living Waters Brewing, and I've not really heard of Living Waters Brewing here in Nashville. The way I heard about it was I started going to this pinball dive bar place, No Quarters.
Yep.
And after we went there and had Zilla's Barbecue and the several special beer collaborations they had on tap that day, it kind of just sparked an interest in me, so I kept going about every weekend after that and just getting a couple of drinks and then heading back home. And they finally tapped Death's Tar from Revolution Brewing for me there. The owner showed up. He didn't tap it in time before I showed up. He gave me like the time to be there because that's going to be when they do it, right? But
yeah.
I showed up and I asked for it. I was like, is that on tap yet? And the guy behind the bar was like, no. Like unaware. But the guy who told me about it, the owner, was sitting right next to me apparently when I asked about it. He was like, oh shit, you're the guy. My bad. Yeah, let's go ahead and tap it. And he pulled it out from the back, blew the top, and loaded it. So it was awesome. So I had 4 of those things in one sitting and then cooled off with a Hams.
Nice.
Yeah, and it got weird in there quick, dude.
Anytime you take something as old school as pinball and you put a bunch of hipsters in the area and you say, hey, here's some craft beer, you're going to have a good time.
Man, right at about 9 p.m., a bunch of like 50-year-old couples came in and started taking belly shots off one of their wives.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, whoa, all
That's
right.
Ridiculous.
But anyway, back to my beer on hand here is Living Waters. Them and No Quarters did a couple social distancing calls off Instagram and streaming just for their audiences because they both have a similar share of people that come to both of their businesses. So
nice.
anyway, they're supporting each other. They're streaming together, and this was something that was coming up, and I noticed, and I went and got it. It's got a little monster on the front of the bottle. I'll show it to you because we're staring at each other.
I like that. That's cool looking.
Yeah.
The one-eyed monster is dope.
Yeah, it is. Well, we're looking at each other, but we're not together.
We're podcasting remote today on
That's
Skype.
right. That's right.
Hey, we're practicing social distancing.
That's right. Get the fuck away from me. So, this special bottle is their Kahuna. I don't know if it was a typo or what, but I'll go with what they've written. Kahana Coconut Milk Stout. It's a 10.1% beverage. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know coconut's not your thing, so it's all mine.
Yep. You can have all that.
But I know I have stocked up on several beers, and I did one Instagram story about it like a month ago. But I've still got all sorts of beers from Alabama, and Trim Tab would be part of that. They've did a whole series of stouts that we need to definitely drink at some point. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're locked and loaded for some beer reviews coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What you
I'd
have
say
on
so.
tap?
That stout sounds really good, though.
Yeah. Before I start pouring this and getting into it, what do you got? You had a few I saw.
Yeah, I was pre-gaming a little bit. I've been kind of on a collective arts kind of kick lately. I think a lot of the stuff that they make is kind of like that. They either do really like clean and clear looking IPAs, or they do very hazy IPAs. And I kind of like both of them. My first one that I ever had from them was called Ransack the Universe, and they just kind of have some interesting sounding names for their beers. Let's see, Jam Up the Mash is kind of one that they had. It kind of sounds, it's a little bit of a sour. I wasn't really a big fan of it. I didn't rate it. Liquid Art Fest IPA, that's another cool name. But like Ransack the Universe, Life in the Clouds, Stranger Than Fiction, all these names just sound really cool to me, and their can art's pretty dope too. So that's kind of where I got in. So I started pre-gaming with that a little bit. I'm drinking their IPA number 12, which is an IPA that's brewed with Nelson Sauvin and Mosaic hops. And I like Mosaic hops, but I'm not a huge fan of Nelson hops. So it's good that I was able to kind of have the other side of something that I like. So I definitely like it. It's heavier on the Nelson Sauvin hops than I would have preferred, but I still like it. And I just finished that one, and I actually just popped open while you were talking, Mitch, Ramble On Juicy IPA from Star Hill Brewery. I'll show you the can on that one real quick.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like my...
Oh, interesting. It's got a little retro vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. I've had it before. 7% IPA, relatively juicy, real tropical, very light also. So that's kind of what I'm sipping on now. And then as we keep progressing, I'll probably jump into this very fitting name, but Peak Conditions from Stone Brewing, in hopes that hopefully at some point in time this Covid-19 starts to peak, and then maybe kind of we'll start going on the downtrend. But I don't know. I've heard this IPA is a little sour, so I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna drink it anyway.
Hell yeah.
So that's what's on my list right now. I don't even know if I'm going to get to the Stone Brewing or not, depending on time, but I just plan on just hanging out and drinking a little bit.
Well, as far as I understand, everyone's staying at home, so the sky's the limit on how long we sit here.
Yeah. And I know in Rutherford County they issued a state of emergency, so we're kind of places like bars, gyms, restaurants that eat inside have closed. A lot of places are doing like they're allowing to go only, so like and that'll kind of be a part of our discussion here coming up, is how breweries are dealing with all this since they can't serve beer in their tap rooms.
Yeah,
you know, so but that's Nashville, that's Rutherford, that's Murfreesboro, that's everywhere around. You're starting to see all these places kind of crumble. And ooh, that's a good looking beer. Mitch has just poured his stout, and I'm looking at that thing's got a big foamy head on it.
Yeah, it does.
What's it smell like?
Well, it's got a nice, well, it's very stout smelling. If I'm not sure what to pick out, there's like a little bit of that chocolate note, but maltiness too. It smells. I don't really smell the coconut in it, but I'm very curious to get into it. I bet it tastes better than it smells. The color was like a nice caramel head to it with like a creamy or white center of more concentrated foam with a very dark body. So I'm looking forward to getting into this. I was trying to look up what more information I could get on it. So here's a description. Stout, that coconut milk stout, silky, and coating milk stout. I think they kind of they need to fix the wording a bit, but it looks like it's mainly toasted coconut milk stout. So I look forward to the coconut, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and dive on into it. The Stillwater website, or Stillwater. There's Stillwater, and then there's Living Waters, and I keep messing it up. Yeah, the Living Waters page is they have their website, and I guess because they had to start being curbside pickup only, they created the Square site. Unfortunately, it's just kind of like quickly put together. So working.
But that's what you're seeing, right? You're seeing a lot of these places are kind of having to adapt on the fly because these state of emergencies or these shelters in place just automatically go into effect right at the last minute, and these places don't have any heads up. Right. You're talking about they have a day or two maybe to get their shit together. That's not long enough for a company to kind of, figure out how they're going to do all these things.
Yeah, especially if no one on site knows how to just throw something together real quick and effectively.
I was looking at a couple of breweries around Nashville, just kind of see what they were doing from like a pickup and a to-go perspective.
Yeah.
I think they're adapting nicely. I think you said it a little bit earlier about there hasn't been that big of a hit. I think that there's more than what we see. I was looking at an article earlier, and they were talking about this is, of course, according to the Brewers Association, which is a not-for-profit group that has interest in holdings in like small and independent craft breweries. And they said that more than 600 microbreweries responded to a survey of theirs Tuesday night, talking about the shutdowns of the on-premise establishments for like their tap room and their pubs and stuff like that. And they're saying that 90% of breweries said that the Covid-19 has already impacted on-site sales at their businesses, and 59% says it's affected distribution orders, and 89% it has manifested in canceled events.
Damn.
So, I think it's a lot more than what we're getting. These guys are doing a real good job at doing to-go orders and like curbside delivery. Bearded Irish even delivered to your house if you're in Davidson County.
That's awesome.
But, yeah. But it sucks.
Yeah. Jeez. It's nuts how quick this thing hit, too. We all knew it was coming, I think, but
I think they're doing the right thing, though. There's a lot of these guys are adapting, as best as they can. Like we said, Bearded Iris is, they're doing like, you can even call ahead or you can order on their website and they'll have it ready for you in as little as 30 minutes. And if you order it by 10 p.m. that night, you'll have it the next day right at your car ready to go. All you got to do is pull up and they run out to you.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try that.
It's I just tried it here at the Living Waters thing, and they texted me because I ordered a bottle last night, but I didn't put anything in my description about what car I'm driving or anything, so they had to reach out, and they're like, "Hey, when are you coming by? A, and B, what are you driving?" I was like, "My bad."
Mitch, valid questions.
Yes. So I showed up 15 minutes early, and they got it to me directly. So
nice.
As long as you're there by the time that you're expected, your ticket, I think, is waiting for you when you show up. So I'm kind of liking the curbside thing, and
It's definitely going to change the way people are thinking about customer service going forward, this whole coronavirus thing, because we're going to get used to pulling up and people driving out stuff to us.
Yeah.
That may not change once this whole thing goes away. We might have a different standard of living.
Yeah, we just need one giant beer park, and we just can go and rent our beers, and then we can go enjoy it somewhere.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be
All
great.
right.
I didn't know. I
I'm
must have
putting that
missed
in my pocket.
I must have missed the fact that you said that you had the Living Waters, beer that you were drinking. I didn't know you drove by there yesterday up until you started describing the experience. I must have missed that when you were telling me that originally. But that's pretty cool that even as small as they are, they were able to throw you said it was a square site?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still called My Site.
Hey, they don't have a lot of time, Mitch.
That's right. They had to get these orders going.
They had to
People
get
wanted
that
their
shit
beer.
done quick. Yeah, I mean, but they're trying to adapt as fast as they can.
Oh yeah,
right?
I don't blame them for that. Yeah,
They've
if
got a
it works,
website
don't fix
functional.
Yeah, they can definitely just revise this later. But for all we know, this is maybe a month's worth of effort that's just going to be flushed out after. So why put the additional effort just for no reason? No one's going to care. They're still spending money. So
yeah, we're hoping this doesn't last too long. Hopefully a few weeks. We're around 2 weeks behind Italy. True. And they've already started to see a decrease in the number of daily new cases they're getting. So hopefully if we play our cards right, we're not too far behind that, because I'm telling you, man, this whole stay-at-home thing, it is pretty cool for introverts that like not going out and talking to people.
Yeah.
You know me, though, Mitch. I like talking to people.
Yeah, I haven't been able to really... So I have the option to work from home, but the office has no people in it either. So I have a better chance of being more effective at my desk, because my desk is like super nerd with multiple monitors and outlets, connections, devices. It's like everything's hooked up, ready to roll here. And I'm doing a shitload of recording this week and next and the week prior or before. So I've had to come in. It's like, it's annoying on one hand because I'd like to be safer, but oh well. I mean, I guess I could just pack everything, deconstruct a whole section of the apartment I'm in and make it an office. But
well, I think you're playing it safe because you said there's nobody at the office anyway.
Yeah, no one's here. So if I get sick, then no one should show up for 10 days here at the office.
That's interesting. They did a not a mandatory, but they strongly recommended that we all work from home at our work as well. I'm at home 3 days out of the week, and I go into, because as an IT and a data guy, I have to download pretty large data dumps at certain points of time. Just doing it over our work's VPN is too slow. So I go in middle of the week and the end of the week, kind of do my deployments and download my data. And it's slim pickings there too. There's not a lot going on. I could even drink a beer in my office if I wanted to. I don't think anybody would say anything.
Building my defenses.
That's right.
Yeah, man. And I know you had one guy there. I've bugged you about this guy quite a bit, but Tom Segura, his newest special is out on Netflix this week. So
I'll have to give that a watch. I'm stuck at home, so
yeah. It's got the Wu-Tang Clan joke I was telling you about. We saw live.
Yes.
So it's pretty good.
I'll check that out. I bet Netflix is getting a ton of streaming right now. There's a lot of play. Yeah. There's a lot of like YouTube, and I know they're downgrading a lot of their streaming quality right now to keep up with the surge and the amount of streaming that people are doing because they're stuck at home. I can't imagine Netflix is considering the same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy how much. I'm curious. I want to see some of the data like surges from streaming platforms. I know they did it. I feel like it was like a 10-year bar graph animation where they showed like the top streamer of the top 10 and how it fluctuated, and it swapped places with a bunch of people. And Netflix, rose to the top for 3 years and started dropping and retaining positions in the top 5. Yeah. So I'm curious just how within this month how did it change when the virus just hit, and yeah.
I bet it's happened a lot.
Only nerd people care.
And looking at
yeah,
that's true. Well, looking at some of these guys, kind of like we were going back and talking about, Bearded Iris does. They do. You can call ahead and then drive up, and then they'll run it out to you. They'll even do delivery to your house on orders of $50 or more. Someone will drive you a keg. Matter of fact, somebody actually posted a picture on the Bearded Iris Instagram site. Actually, it was Bearded Iris that posted it. It had a whole pony keg of home style just buckled in the front seat. The guy was making a delivery to somebody's house. He has a whole pony keg of home style just buckled in, and the guy's like driving it over to deliver at some guy's house. So it's cool to see these craft brewers kind of like adapting on the fly. And Southern Grist will actually, I don't think they do deliveries, if not yet. Oh, no, they do deliveries. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at their Instagram as well. They're open for to-go sales. Okay. So 7 days a week, they'll be open at 11 a.m. and they'll close up around 8 p.m. depending on the discretion of the manager. But they will be, of course, you can't go in and sit down and have beer, but you can get beer to go.
Nice. Okay.
Or pick up, kind of like Bearded Iris, and then they'll deliver it as well.
I like that. If only we had a slight change in our laws for open container.
Yeah.
Like Louisiana's Napoleonic code. That'd be perfect.
They're leading the way.
Yes.
They actually had, they're doing a few food trucks in our neighborhood this week and next. So like they have like a bunch of different, like the grilled cheesery is coming next Thursday, and there's going to be an ice cream food truck just over in the park of our neighborhood. So, but last night there was a couple of different food trucks. So my wife and I walked up there. We took Gavin and we took our dog Nitro and just kind of walked up there a little bit. I have a beer in my hand. I'm walking around outside. People are outside hanging out. I'm holding up my beer to them, kind of cheersing as I go by, and they're drinking margaritas and beers and everything. So I don't think anyone gives a shit that you can't drink beer outside right now. They're doing it anyway.
For sure. Yeah. Neighborhoods are pretty neat looking. I saw, I've been a fan of King of the Hill for a long time, since I was a child. And someone created a graphic where it was, how they line up on that fence and just go, yep, in the intro and the beginning of the episode. Well, they stand 6 feet apart now.
Yes. Social distancing.
Yeah. And it cracked me up, just that. And then I started seeing the posts of like a bunch of dads in the neighborhood or in a circle group but 6 feet apart, and they're all drinking or having a cigar and still just talking, So it's all a hangout. The cleverest one I saw, I guess, was a RC car beer delivery.
I like that.
Yeah. This guy melded or somehow fitted a cup holder onto his RC car, and then he would just like from the garage drive it to his neighbor's driveway, and they would just take the beer can out, and then they'd reverse their RC car and drive it back.
Like, hey man, us beer drinkers, we'll get creative in times of need.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I was missing the neighborhood feels, the apartment life. Just nobody is out. It's weird. At least at the place I'm at. But the only people that are out are the ones with kids. So if you don't have a kid and you show up to socialize, I bet it's weird.
Yeah.
I'll just create a cardboard cutout and bring it with me. Like, hey guys.
So looking back at the article talking about the Brewers Association, talking about the survey, they surveyed more than 600 different breweries across the country. They said that because so many breweries sell a high percentage of their beer through their tap room or their brew pub, and draft sales make up roughly a third of craft production, the rapid shuttering or restriction of breweries, bars, and restaurants has drastically cut short-term cash flow as well as production in the medium term.
Oh, yeah.
So 90% of craft brewery businesses are being affected by COVID-19, the association finds. In the next month, 95.2% of breweries said they expect their sales to decline, while 2.6% anticipate being flat. Just 1% said they anticipate sales to increase. I wonder if that's somebody like Dogfish Head or Sam Adams.
Yeah. I bet.
Where they're delivering stuff all over the country and, stuff like that. They probably don't notice that much of it. I don't know. It could be wrong. But, or maybe the bigger craft breweries are hit hard by it too. I'm not sure.
Well, I know when I go to the local grocery, any of them, the beer is fully in stock compared to a lot of other things. I'm like, why isn't beer essential? That's an essential.
I think it's an essential. It's got alcohol. It's supposed to kill germs and viruses, right?
That's right. It's an antiseptic.
Drink beer, don't get COVID-19. That is not true. We're not endorsing that logic by any means.
No, not at all. The all jokes. But I bet we're gonna see some like COVID releases post COVID. Like labels talking about like this was aged during COVID. Drink if you dare, or something stupid. I don't know. Like, well, it'd be fun.
Let's look up. I'm going to look up on Untappd real quick. I got $10 that says somebody's already made a beer named the Coronavirus. Coronavirus IPA.
Yeah.
Here it is. Coronavirus IPA. Chives.
If you drink this, you may spread the news that you drank COVID.
Oh gosh. Covid-19 Black IPA. Is that the one that you were just reading?
No, I just kind of was like, I'm assuming people are going to make beers after it.
Big Worm Brewing, located out of, let's see where those guys are located. Milford, Indiana. Oh, it's a home brewery. Okay, never mind. That doesn't count.
No. Now, I would be impressed if they were able to scramble and create something, 3 or 4 weeks out from the epidemic that still funneled any purchases, of the COVID IPA or whatever to the relief efforts, like
that would be interesting.
Relief efforts.
Yeah.
That'd be a good use of labeling of beer. Hey, this is the COVID or whatever. But
I don't know if it would be intelligent for them to name that as much as it would be something kind of like Better Days or Simpler Times or the Good Days IPA, something like that to represent what life was like before this whole thing hit. Calling something COVID-19 IPA. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Social distancing IPA. That beer right there would sell a shitload. I can guarantee you that.
Instead of a bundle of wheat, it's just like separated out little wheats.
Social distancing.
I mean, that surely would be like one of the number one labels to throw on there because it's been such a label that people are already using. I'm social distancing. But I've been social distancing since I was a child, so I'm a pro at it.
Nothing new to Mitch here. Mitch was born for this kind of days, right?
That's right. Social distancing. You mean what I already do?
That's right.
So some of the local breweries, I was talking to my boss about this because he did Big Foamy Head in the past, and he was bringing up a place we went to a while back, and I think your friend knew about them. DJ. Yeah, DJ knows about these guys. Various artists.
Yes.
And as far as I know, they don't really distribute. They just kind of have a tap room, and you go and pick up. So, and they haven't posted shit about whether they were open or closed or anything. So I'm hoping all those people, like various artists in our town, are finding ways to cope. Like, the Living Waters Brewery with their quick square site and, curbside pickup that most of the larger ones seem to be doing. But
yeah,
I'm just curious what. I hope they are okay. I know we had one craft brewery. We weren't big fans of them, but they closed, got bought, or something with another investor and brought back.
Mill Creek.
Mill Creek, yeah. And I'm wondering if this is impacting them similar, like as hard or not.
Yeah.
Because they just got back in their shoes back on, and then COVID hit. So,
well, looking at various artists, they don't have anything listed on their website, but I did jump over to their Instagram page. And 5 days ago, they posted an empty roll of toilet paper, and the guy's trying to pull the last little piece off the cardboard roll and can't find anything. So it says, "Hello, friends. In light of several inquiries about our plans to make our beer and food available during this mess, we feel the need to stay low, stay healthy, and focus on other aspects of our young and needy business. We look forward to seeing you all on the other side of this. Until then, we promise to provide laughs, levity, and our brand of brain damage, and maybe a donut if things get real crazy." So I don't know, it kind of sounds like they're not,
they're just laying low as far as
yeah, I guess that means that they're not even brewing, because you're right, they don't distribute, Mitch.
Yeah.
You have to buy everything inside their pub, and if they're closed, I don't know, unless they're doing like collaboration beers with other breweries in the area, but it doesn't sound like it.
I don't know what all they're up to. Yeah. Very curious, but I don't know.
How's that stout that you're drinking?
It's tasty. It's got a lot of coconut.
That's interesting. You didn't smell any coconut in the beginning.
I still don't really, but there is a sweetness now that I've got I've gotten half of it down. It's just there is a sweetness, but it smells like kind of that dirty stout smell, I'm not a good my nose sucks, but I'm trying to think of ways to describe it, but it's just like warehouse stank with coconut.
Warehouse stank with coconut.
Yeah. It's a little dusty, but there's some sweetness in the air. If you rub cocoa powder in your hands and slap real hard and make a dust cloud, that might be what it smells like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's tasty, though. It's real smooth. It's dark. It's not overly thick, and it goes down real easy. It's not overly sweet, but it's definitely got a lot of coconut. But it's not like I had a Broconut, an IPA with coconuts, and it was way more flavored coconut than this. So.
That sounds like, was that from Southern Grist, or was that Broconut? Southern Grist, Broconut, yeah. I couldn't remember. I knew I heard it from somewhere before. Yeah, Southern Grist Brewing Company, Broconut. Yeah. IPA, American coconut-inspired IPA.
It was good, but it was more pina colada than this. So, or wait, that's more pineapple, isn't it?
No, pina colada's got coconut as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think pina colada first, but then what I think mean is the mixed drink you can make painkillers, because you use a lot of the coconut. I don't know the name of it, but it's got chunks of coconut in it. Anyway. I love painkillers. I made a whole gallon of it one time. That lasted a while. It was tasty. Nice. But yeah, the closer I'm getting to this beer, I want to get something not stout. So I'm debating what's next, if any.
I don't know. I think we're I still have this Stone Peak Conditions IPA left, but I don't really know if I'm feeling it right now. I've got probably a couple ounces left on my juicy IPA from Star Hill Brewing here, and I don't know if I could drink any more today.
Yeah, it's
but we'll have many opportunities to do. We can definitely hit some more live stream, some episodes, some remote podcasts in the coming weeks, because we're going to be stuck at home. It's going to be a lot easier to do this now that we have to stay at home.
Yeah, that's true. Man, I'm very curious what to kind of see after this whole thing passes by with coronavirus, and I'm going to be definitely more scatterbrained than I am now for the next few weeks, so it should be interesting if we do podcasts
Oh yeah.
recordings because I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm fucked up. Because I'm gonna have some evening drinks after many days this upcoming month. Really, I have a month to the next month, back-to-back recordings and live sessions. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a night evenings of drinking, huh?
Yeah, lots of brain power is gonna be used during the day, so I need to burn even more at night. But
I think
anyway.
it's been interesting to see all this happen, and we'll see where this takes us. But any final thoughts?
Well, mainly just if you're listening to us, just make sure to stay safe, stay the fuck away from other people, and keep yourself healthy.
Right.
Social distance the hell out of everywhere you go. Even when you're picking up food, it's like, I'm in line, you stay over there.
6 feet the fuck back from me.
Yeah. That's one thing I don't get. People still don't, just like, they're on your neck compared to how they should be. They need to stand back a few feet.
Right.
And
I agree.
It's
I think
weird. Like, even now, I'm
cool.
still just got... Yeah. It's also spring, so you're getting a lot of allergies coming in. And it's made me in my mornings just go, oh shit, do I have coronavirus? And I have to go through and do the morning cleanse and then go, nope, I'm all right.
Fine for another day.
Yes. No sweats. Then I'm good, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
No chills, no sweats. But cold sweats, that is. Not sweatpants. The more I said it, the more it sounded like, oh, I don't have sweatpants on. Which is also true.
Well, I think it's a silver lining here. I think we'll be able to do some more remote podcasting in the evening times because my home office is already set up here, so it's easy for me to jump back upstairs and jump on, and we can start recording. So I'm finishing up on this Star Hill IPA, and it's getting a little warm, and I just didn't drink it fast enough. It's starting to get a little too sweet for me as it's warming up. So
yeah,
I'm downing it real quick. But I think we had a good discussion today. We kind of kept it light, in light of all the events that are happening. But it's still kind of interesting to talk about how the breweries are adapting to all this. So I think it was a fun time, Mitch.
Definitely, and we'll get this out there. If you're someone who's involved with the whole beer distribution or even serving beer, hit us up if you want to talk about shit or how to drink with us. And that
Absolutely.
can be for anybody, so we're up for it.
Yeah, and if you're not drinking beer, start drinking beer. If you are drinking craft beer, keep drinking craft beer. And if you've never had craft beer before, go hit up one of these breweries and get their shit to go and stay the fuck away from us through social distancing.
Damn right. Have a good rest of your day.
Cheers.